Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Genex Thinks Live. And it is, it's Friday morning. Hanging with Christopher. What's up, Christopher? Just another guy in the woods. Hey, how's it going? Dog Karma. Hey, Dog Karma. Yeah, just got back from Saint somewhere. I can't remember the name of it, but let's see, late last night. So that's what's been going on. Remodeling a kitchen in a condo on the beach. So that's where I've been. Um, so I appreciate y'all being patient with me. I got the days wrong when I did that notification thing. I think I put Thursday the 30th, so I had the date wrong and the day because the job got extended. I actually have to go back there today. Hopefully, we can wrap it up today and be back tonight. But there's a slight possibility that I might be there to spend the night there again. So if I don't have a live stream in the morning, you know why. Got stuck there again. So I appreciate it. Yeah, it's Friday already. Yeah. It's been a long week for me. It seemed like this week lasted 3 months. I hate being away from home. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love the handles too, Christopher. Yep. No, no, not Port St. Lucie. I actually called it that one time when I was telling my wife and I was wrong. No, it's St. Augustine or St. Alec, it's something Saint. Might be St. Augustine. That might be the one. Raziel, what's up, Raziel? Glad to see you here. Yeah. Yeah. I hope y'all are all still here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dog Karma, St. Augustine. I think that's the one. Oh, I have. Let's see. I actually loaded up a couple pictures. I took. This is the only time I actually looked at the beach. I went to the balcony and took a couple pictures. The thing that sucks about going to the beach in this fashion is that I was stuck in the kitchen busting my ass the whole time, and I did not actually get to go down to this beach. But I took a couple pictures from the balcony for y'all, so I'll show you real quick. That's one. That's I just it's the same picture, just I hit the zoom button on my phone. So, but that's one, and this is the great thing about Florida, right? Is this is January in Florida on the beach there. That's a little closer picture, but that's where I was, which living on the beach would be cool. The only reason I wouldn't actually want to live on the beach is because of hurricanes. Because in Florida here, that's where the bad stuff actually happens. You get a hurricane come up on you when you're staying there, you're in trouble. Yeah. Oh, that's the oldest continuously occupied city in the United States? No shit. Christopher, I didn't know that, dude. Thank you. That's cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I did not know that. But yeah, I mean, it looks nice. Well, hopefully tomorrow morning. And I'll tell you what, even if for some reason I miss tomorrow morning's show, I'll do one tomorrow evening. I don't normally do an evening show on Saturday, but I'll do one tomorrow evening if I miss tomorrow morning's show. So we'll have a show tomorrow, one way or the other. Most people will probably be surprised if I, just go live at 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. It'll be out of the blue. Probably two people show up, what are you doing? I try to be so consistent. I try really hard to be really consistent. So when I do some oddball shit, people are really surprised. What's going on? So yeah, St. Augustine, Hurst, yeah. Is that warm? Yeah, yeah, Oliver. And it's a St. If St. Augustine, it's actually north of where I live, but it was 10 degrees warmer there because it's on the beach. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was way the weather was way more comfortable there because it's pretty frigid here this week. But up there on the beach, shit, it was nice. I thought it was going to be colder because I was going north, but no, actually nicer. Oh, okay. You're a reincarnation of St. Augustine, Ross. Tomcat, what's up, Tomcat? Glad to see you here. Doc Shelley, there you are. Good morning, Doc Shelley. Um, so anyway, uh, but what I was getting to there is I'll have before and after pictures too. In my next live stream, I'll have before and after pictures of the condo so y'all can see what I've been doing the last few days. Uh, Now, onto today's topic, and I'm gonna talk about Matt Walsh again because I was watching him this morning, and if you probably heard me bitching about Joe Rogan and Matt Walsh, those guys promoting that kind of shit like FanDuel and just gambling on your phone, right? Or big name video games like Joe Rogan will be hawking um, what is that, Call of Duty or whatever. And I don't know why I have such a problem with that shit, honestly. uh, it just, you're already making millions, wait, let that money go to somebody else. Let some and I'm not crying for myself. I'm just, let somebody else, let some actor, some starving actor in Hollywood, make a commercial or something for that stuff. That, why you got to scoop up some more of that. But it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. And then, the whole online gambling shit, those millionaires hawking online gambling to everyone else, trying to get people to go on there and gamble. I just, especially younger kids that, their fan base, younger people, most of their fan base, that shit rubs me the wrong way. I just do not like that. So Matt Walsh gets on there on one of his shows I was just watching a little while ago. He gets on there and says, I've been promoting online gambling, and I've been, hawking that shit. He didn't use that exact terminology, but I've been hawking that shit, and I changed my mind, and here's why. So then, he went into his spiel about why he's no longer hawking it, and he doesn't support online gambling anymore, and all that, and how it's bad, and he's no longer gonna do those commercials. And at first, when I first heard him, I was like, well, damn, the dude finally got some sense. You know what I mean? Because he's agreeing with me. Uh, so that, that might sound a little pompous, but there you go. But then I keep listening to him, and he still screws it up, right? The dude still screws it up because he's either hawking the shit and, making getting monetary dividends from other people's suffering, or now he wants to make it illegal. Nobody's allowed to do it anymore. And I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking, listening to this guy talk, and I'm thinking, dude, what happened to freedom? What happened to just leave everyone else alone and let people be free? Just, if you want to online gamble, go ahead, but I'm not gonna use my influence to try to get you to do it, right, and profit from that. I'm not going to do that. But if you want to gamble, go ahead, dude. You know what I mean? That's on you. Why is it one extreme or the other with these people? You know what I mean? Why can't they just use common sense and say, well, freedom is pretty important. So, maybe you should just be able to gamble if you want to. If you want to lose your house and shit, go ahead. But I'm not gonna try to talk you into it. I'll just take myself out of the equation. That doesn't cross their minds. It's I'm going to sell it to you and try to get you to go do it, or you're not allowed to do it. One or the other. That shit just blows my mind, dude. Why nobody has just common sense, middle ground anymore? And we see that with politics, with cultural issues all over the place where no one will just sit down and think about it. What is actually right? What is right? Because we need to be free. We kind of need freedom. That what the hell? Why even exist? If we don't have freedom. Uh, so yeah, that kind of shit just blows my mind, and I see it all the time across the board in from all kinds of people in all kinds of directions. On all different subjects. Tripwire, what's up, Tripwire? Glad to see you here. Swing with the wing. Yeah, humans are getting too old for it, Duncan. Hey, Duncan, what's up, Duncan? Glad to see you here. Doc, I didn't hear that. Veterans getting too much compensation? Yeah. Well, if there's the only time I would agree with any of that in any way, shape, or form is if it was fraudulent. People that are perfectly capable of working and getting disability somehow or some shit like that. If it was fraudulent compensation, then no. But any other kind of compensation, they're getting the shaft and they deserve more, in my personal opinion. Yeah. Cessna. Yeah. Are they still? Is that still a company? I used to hear about Cessna all the time. I haven't heard about them in years. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they're still a company and they just do normal company shit and they don't make headlines. Yeah, Christopher, I agree. All of them should before they open their mouths. You know what I mean? Before they're allowed to open their mouths and have an opinion on any of that shit. If he wants to make some kind of gaming, opinion on video games or something, yeah. But on other issues, yeah, he should have. You should have to serve before you do that. I agree, dude. Oh, okay. He unofficially adopted you. All right, Ross. Yeah, yeah. A vet is a vet. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you shouldn't have to sue. Veterans shouldn't have to sue. They shouldn't have to fight for any benefits at all. You know what I mean? There should just be some kind of uh, investigation system in place or whatever, a functional, actual one that just keeps the fraud to a minimum or whatever. But then when you do that, that's what they're trying to do, is to keep down the fraud, and they just make it a literal nightmare for the other 95% of legitimate uh, claims. Legitimate people who are trying to get their benefits that they earned. So now it's a nightmare because of the fraud. And with I say that all the time. With all of the stuff that we have, all of the technology, all of the crazy shit that we've been able to figure out, we haven't been able to figure out these kind of basic things. Okay, how to get people their benefits and eliminate the fraud. Seems like fraud elimination is at the bottom of the government's list of shit to do, right? I mean, the very bottom. All they do is add more bureaucracy and make it more and more difficult for legitimate people to get what they've earned or what they deserve in a lot of cases. So uh, yeah, I just, it pisses me off because of all the wasteful technology we have to make all this bullshit convenience, and we can buy all kinds of cheap Chinese shit that'll pretend to be a person and all this other stuff, but we can't figure out how to just streamline benefits for veterans who have put their life on the line. It's just crazy. It's corruption. Yeah, never gamble with money, just my life. Yeah, yeah, me too. I'd have to say rarely. I rarely gamble with my money. I enjoy gambling once in a while, but I've just uh, not very often. Once every 10 or 15 years, I might go gambling. Yeah, you serve to deserve. Yeah, Christopher, I agree. Yeah, Doc, divide and conquer. Litigate morality. Yep. Litigate everything. Yeah, well, that's the truth, Duncan. Yeah, give it all to the lawyers. Yeah, and he's conservative, and that's over there. Well, he speaks conservatively. Put it like that. I don't actually know what he is, but Matt Walsh, he speaks conservatively, and a lot of the stuff he says, at least the bones of it, I agree with. But as with this topic I just mentioned, a lot of times he'll take shit too far in the opposite direction, and he'll say some really just retarded shit. And I'm like, dude, you're a thinking human being up there. What the hell are you doing, man? Yeah, did you miss the apocalypse lake? Oliver Rust, what's up, Oliver? Glad to see you here, man. Apocalypse is waiting for his coffee. Michelle Snyder, what's up, Michelle? Glad to see you here. Oh yeah, yeah. No, Christopher. Yeah, if you didn't go to combat, yeah, I never served in combat, but I served. I still think that uh, combat veterans are on another level, but I'm still proud that I served my country and my countrymen. Jason, what's up, Jason? Tripwire, I believe, is a combat veteran. So he's on another level than me as far as that goes. Cessna planes are still around. Oh, okay. Making parts for them till 2007. Oh, okay. So they're still popular. Are they still making them? Are the is Cessna a business still there, or are they making only making like third party making parts for it, Raz? Or them, I guess, the Cessna planes. Yeah, yeah, I believe it does, Christopher. Yeah, I believe it does change the brain chemistry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Hurst, seeing people die on a flight deck during peacetime. So yeah, I mean it's all dangerous. It's all, yeah, and we've all seen different shit, even if we weren't in actual combat. Yeah. Yup. Yeah, insurance was 100% paid by companies that you worked for, Tomcat. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it used to be. But they've screwed it up so bad that, yeah, that's all they do is screw shit up worse. The only thing that gets better is the cheap tech gadgets. Well, they're cheap, they're expensive. The price is expensive, but it's just cheap bullshit. You can't drop it on the concrete, right? Um, if you drop it, you've just pissed away $1,000. Rodney, what's up, Rodney? Glad to see you here. Yeah, yeah. I was watching Matt Walsh and got irritated. It is bullshit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Corporations and charities. Yeah, when you donate money to a charity whose CEO is making 25-30 million a year, uh, yeah, I just once I realized that years and years and years ago, I lost all respect for those charities, those big name charities and stuff. They're just scams as far as I'm concerned. Christopher, you know a few good lawyers? Yeah, they're out there. Yeah, they're out there. But every time, and that is kind of a bad thing. As a good lawyer, a lawyer does right by you, and just does his job and gets shit done, and in a timely manner. You forget about him. We forget about him normally, and we don't, or her, and we don't talk about them. It's the ones, it's the slime bags who get talked about, bitched about, complained about. So there are probably quite a few good lawyers out there, but it's the slime bags who get all the, who take up our mental space, all the scumbags that are just do horrible things to people, supposed to be defending them and or fighting for them, and do absolutely nothing. I've been to Las Vegas and Reno both. Yeah, I like Vegas. Puddle pirate, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, they're selling you something. Yeah, Roz. Yeah, it didn't happen by accident. Yeah, a veteran is only of interest to his country while still serving. It doesn't forgive those who are injured or refuse to die from it. They're a liability. Yeah. Tripwire. Yeah, exactly, dude. Got a bad vibe from the settings in the casinos, Tomcat. Oh, okay. They pulled out of America. Well, most companies have. You always walk out of winter, Michelle? Okay. All right, Roz. They're still around? Okay. $100,000 on a $10 scratch off ticket. That's badass, Michelle. Yeah. I'm overall, I think my gambling, I'm overall throughout my life ahead, right? You'd have to consider me a winner, but I gamble so rarely. And when I do, I can't, I'll do it. I have a system. Like I'll go to a casino. I'll be willing to spend $50 on the night. I'll figure, well, a movie, a dinner, a whole night of entertainment going to cost me $50. So I'll spend $50 and consider it a night out. So I'll go spend $50. And then in my head, well, if I get up by 250, 300, whatever, I'll set a random number that night. But if I'm up by this much, I'm done. I'm not going to lose it all, because if I get that much accrued, then I got to walk away because I've got money in my pocket now. So I've done that several times and walked away. And I think I won almost $100 on the lottery one time because I hit whatever the 4 or 5 numbers, whatever it was, and then scratch offs. I win $100 on a scratch off once in a while throughout my life, but I just don't do it often enough. Living and active, what's up? Glad to see you here. You can hit certain slots, okay. Refusing to place bets, Ross. I play blackjack. I like playing blackjack. So if you play it right and you don't have some idiot taking the dealer's bus card every time, you know, you can walk away from that. But I like blackjack because out of all the casino games, those are your best odds of winning are at blackjack. So that's why I kind of drifted toward blackjack. Jeff 7, what's up, Jeff? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you can make it. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah. Yeah, Christopher. You don't go living? Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Michelle. You go there with a few bucks in your pocket and you limit yourself to that, then yeah. I mean, if you lose 50 bucks, you lose 50 bucks and had a good time. That's the way I look at it. Uh, I was I was bitching about Matt Walsh and the shit he was saying. He was just saying he was going to stop uh, doing his commercials, stop hawking those online gambling apps, FanDuel and all that shit, because it was morally wrong all of a sudden now to him. He had an epiphany and it was morally wrong. So now instead of going to the center and saying, you know, hey, I'm just not going to hawk it anymore because I don't believe in it. He went clear on the other side and said we should make it illegal. It shouldn't be legal anymore. So, yeah, I don't know why these people just can't have common sense. You know, just and realize that freedom it comes into that equation somewhere. You know, somewhere. Not you know you can't go all out freedom and have a you know just let us all hit each other with axes and shit. But I'm not saying that, and not in civilized society. But you know it has to come into the equation. 3 times a year to the casino. Yeah. You know, some people do it moderately, and some people destroy their lives because every time they get a few bucks, you know, they're gonna put it on a horse or on a football game, or you know, um, some people get addicted to it. So yeah, that's another thing to be careful with. You know, but most things are everything in moderation, right? That rule of thumb can be hung on just about everything. Gambling, from gambling, drinking, whatever you know, anything. Work uh, should be in moderation. Oh, okay, Christopher. I don't know. I've heard the dealers can make good money. I don't know. I've heard that. I've never known a dealer. Brad Davis, what's up, Brad? Glad to see you here, man. Mike Fleisner, my boy Mike. There he is. Now we can get the party started. Mike's here. Oh, yeah, hit the like button if you would. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Light Day. Good morning, Light Day. Glad to see you here. From the Twins in Florida. Did he make money from pushing them? Yeah. He was getting paid from it for it living. That's what I was saying. He went from hawking it, selling it, and getting paid to sell it to people, and the younger people in particular is the ones that I'm more concerned about. These people, you know, they're you know how kids are, you know, um, and so he gets paid for hawking it, and then goes from that all the way over to let's make it illegal. Not you know no middle ground, no thought process, not talking it out with his audience or anything. What do y'all think? You know, should we make it illegal or what? Am I you know nothing like that. No, the word freedom never came out of his mouth in his whole spiel. You know, it never came out of his mouth. It never crossed his mind. Should we take freedom into consideration here? No, he's just all across the board, make it illegal. So yeah, I have a problem with that kind of shit. One complete extreme or the other. There's no common ground, you know, common middle, common sense place that these people land on, right? Uh, so yeah, that just bothers me. JTV from New Mexico, what's up? Glad to see you here, JTV. MW, hey, good morning. You were on Dawkins tour bus in 2000? All right, MW. Well, this is the place to brag. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Well, Roz, yeah, I would say that that shit's morally wrong too. To put that shit in people's faces 24 hours a day, and every time, you get on your phone, you've got gambling apps being promoted on there. You've got these talking heads like Matt Walsh hawking that shit, Joe Rogan, FanDuel, um, and when they have an audience, they know they have an audience who is younger and impressionable. uh, yeah, I believe that's morally wrong. But if we outlawed everything that I believe is morally wrong, uh, you know, life would be boring as hell. So I don't think we should outlaw it. But I also don't see anything at all wrong with passing laws to restrict companies and corporations. Okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. Restrict them from the amount of advertising, restrict them from who they can advertise to. So it was something like that. They shouldn't be able to just bombard everybody's phone with advertising. Come gamble here. You can make, $10 million and all this shit. That's people will fall for that shit and destroy their lives over it, right? So yeah, it's morally wrong, but we just can't outlaw everything that's morally wrong. We've got to find a common sense middle ground and maintain freedom to some degree. Yeah, did he give back the money, Mike? Good question, Mike. Yeah, that he should have. If he was true to what he was saying, he should have. Yeah. No, I would almost guarantee that he did not, Mike. He kept that money. No, yeah, made some good connections before Ohio judge made it legal. Tomcat. Yeah, yeah, living. Yeah, he made all this money, then decided it was morally wrong and exploitative. No restitution. Yeah, no. He just all of a sudden turned a new leaf. All the harm he'd done, all the people who got on FanDuel or whatever, and destroyed their lives on gambling. Because some people, you don't know you don't know that you have that gambling thing in your head to make it addictive to you. And because I've known gambling addicts in my past and their lives were difficult because every time they got a few bucks, they one dude I was with in the army, uh, go over to his barracks and it would just be empty because he took his PlayStation and his TV and everything and pawned it, for $100 to go to the casino with. And there'd be nothing. His room would just be empty. Like, damn, dude, what happened? Are you shit? You get robbed? Oh no, it's in the pawn shop. And then he'd get it out for 3 or 4 days, and then when he got paid, and then he'd take it back to the pawn shop. Yeah, he did that every single month. So I've seen firsthand what that stuff can do to people. So yeah, and think of all the people who never even thought about gambling, were never interested in it, but Matt Walsh talked them into it. Hey, FanDuel's the greatest thing on the planet. You get to make all this money. It's easy. All you do is, tap your phone a couple times and give it access to your bank account, and hell, they'll just pour money into your account. You know what I mean? And now, 6 months later, the dude's or the lady or the dude is out of a home. They're homeless and lost their job. Uh, Husband or wife has left them and shit. Life completely wrecked because they listen to Matt Walsh. Now, this may have never happened. Maybe it happened a few times, but the possibility that it happened is there. And then, but Matt Walsh put his money in the bank. His money's still in the bank. But his listeners, his audience, I'm sure a few of them have suffered because of the shit he hawked, the shit he showed them, the shit he talked them into supporting. So it's just wrong, dude. And I was complaining about them months ago. This whole time I've been bitching about those big names like Matt Walsh and Joe Rogan hawking that kind of shit. So now I've got a problem with him. He stopped talking it. Now I'm pissed off at him. Now he wants to make it illegal. The dude just, come on, dude. You got to use your brain. Got to use your brain. Oh, you inside a Lita Ford tour bus for an autograph? That's cool, Mike. Yeah, that's awesome. We're going to need more information. What do I consider young? Raj, kids in their 20s, for that. By the time you're in your 30s, I believe that you should have a little bit of sense by then. You should have woken up by then. If you're that impressionable in your 30s, where some talking head on the TV is gonna, then there's no hope for you. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, kids in their 20s and late teens, or teens, I don't know, depending on how much freedom their parents give them. My kid wouldn't be on a damn FanDuel site at 11, 12 years old, but everybody's probably different. But yeah, kids in their teens and 20s, they're still kids. They're still impressionable. 30s though, yeah, you should have grown up enough to look at Matt Walsh and say, yeah, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, when they banned cigarette advertising, Josh. Yeah, yep. And that, um, that can be here or there. I mean, everybody can have their opinion on that cigarette advertising stuff. Yeah, it was still available. So a grown ass person, if they wanted to smoke cigarettes, they could. So I really don't have any problem with that, Josh. When they banning advertising like that for those huge companies, I don't have. Well, I have a problem with them, putting 100% sales tax on cigarettes to try to deter me from smoking. You know what I mean? Don't. So you're going to rob me? That's how you're going to get me to quit smoking? I, you know uh, that that deterrent that just tax the shit out of something to deter people from doing it. No, I think that's just wrong. It's just robbery. Uh, I'll do it if I want. If I don't want, I don't need the government robbing me, taking more of my money for my own good. I really don't need that. I'm fine without the government robbing me. I can quit smoking if I want. I'm a damn adult. I can quit doing whatever if I want. I don't need the government to reach into my pocket to convince me to stop smoking. And everybody's different. Maybe they saved millions of lives by putting 150% sales tax or whatever it was on cigarettes. Maybe they did. I don't know, but I know that I didn't need that as incentive. I'll do it on my own. Yeah, everything's moderation with everything. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, Belinda Carlisle living. Yeah, she might be mad about you, dude. Yeah. Oh, really, Hurst? I never heard that. I haven't heard about that. The jet proposal. It wouldn't surprise me if find out those kind of people are into the occult. An air tuba? What, did I miss something there? What's an air tuba? You mean like an air guitar, Duncan? Joe Rogan is Aleister Crowley. Maybe, dude. Maybe he's Aleister Crowley reincarnated. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Daniel Looney, what's up? Yeah, 46 years old? Yeah, you're just a sprout, Daniel. Yeah, you're just a young sprout, dude. You're just coming into your own now. Yeah. Yeah. You still learning how to tie your shoes, only 46. Yeah. Brad loves conspiracy theory. Yeah, always a catch. Yeah. Scientology still owes us a yacht. Yeah. AWOL, what's up, AWOL? Oh, okay. You've met some legend rock stars who stay humble. All right, they are probably like hen's teeth, dude. Very rare, I would imagine. I've never met anybody famous, never spoken to them, or. Yeah, Tomcat, conspiracy theory is an oxymoron. You're right, dude. Yeah, Greenland's Arby's order, JTV. Yeah, exactly, Hurst. Great point. Yeah. The tax on cigarettes is to deter smoking. Then what is the income tax? What does the income tax do? By that line of thought, income tax should deter working, should deter income, and it does. Yeah. Dead Wolf, there he is, Dead Wolf. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you here, Dead Wolf. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Living syntax on things they want people to stop doing just leads to people choosing the thing over food, taking care of bills and their families. Yeah, living. You're exactly right. It just takes away uh, money for other necessities because coffee. We don't need coffee. I don't need coffee, but in my house, coffee is a necessity. I mean, we feel like we need it. That's one of the necessities. So if they triple the price of coffee, I'll just be eating ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're exactly right. 45 dollars? No way, dude. $45 a pack. I thought over here $10, $15. What, I don't know. I haven't bought a pack of cigarettes in decades, but $10 or $15 a pack was crazy. $45 a pack in Australia. That's just robbery, dude. It's just robbery. We're grown ups. I'll smoke a damn cigarette if I want. You know what I mean? What the hell? That's just ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Norway. Write your local representative, just another guy in the woods, and see if Norway wouldn't be interested in buying the USA. We'll throw Canada in for free. Where's um Damn, now I'm mind blanking because I'm looking at all your names. But our Canadian, he's gonna be mad when he watches this, and I can't remember his name. But yeah, where's our Canadian? He'll throw in a word. Well, Canada will go with us. We'll all be Vikings. Hen's teeth used in a sentence living. Yeah. Yeah, basically, Brad. Yeah, we're basically Palestinians now, huh? Oh, you met Wolfman Jack Duncan? That's pretty cool, dude. Yeah. They probably check your mail and shit like prisoners, like convicts. If we did try to send Tripwire some cigarettes, they take them in the mail. Yeah, God's Marine. Yeah, I believe that. You're right, God's Marine. You're not a human being going through a spiritual existence. You're a spiritual being going through a human existence. And I think most people, the vast majority of human beings, me included, you know, because I'll default back a lot to the human going through a spiritual existence because that seems like our default. But most people don't even realize that for a second, God's Marine, that we're actual spiritual beings just living in this meat sack for the eye blink of our existence is anywhere between 6 months to 120 years, whatever we get. But it's an eye blink regardless, I believe. You That's awesome, dude. Helped Mastodon score Coke one night. That's pretty damn cool. Yeah. That's badass, JT. Yeah, part being an arrogant son of a bitch is part of the job description, Raziel. Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. And to get up there and act like that, you gotta have a big ego. And then once you reach that star status, people throwing shit at you constantly, uh, vying for your attention and shit. Yeah, that just inflate the ego, right? Yeah, should deter relatives from family squabbles, Duncan. Yeah, yeah. And then, well, back in the day when I used to um, do smoke and stuff, we would go to a reservation, the smoke shack on the reservation when there weren't any taxes. Yeah, yeah. You need coffee, did Wolf? Yeah, 305s are cheap, Christopher. Chicago, a pack of Marlboros, $15. Yep, that's what I figured. I haven't bought them in a long time, but yeah, Jim Morrison taught you that. Yeah, Oliver. Yeah, yeah, from the Native Americans. Yeah, the Indians. 60% tax on beer, AWOL. Oh yeah, that'll drive you to brew your own shit. Yeah, well, we'll all be Norwegians, Christopher. We'll all be Vikings. We'll start building longships called weed. Oh, all right, Ross. Yeah, cigar. I like cigars. I'll still smoke a cigar once in a blue moon. Yeah, I want to learn how to make mead too, Tomcat, and wine. I'm sure I could make a wine. Figure out a flavor of wine that I like. You can make wine out of just about anything. You know. I wonder if you can make wine that tastes good out of figs or loquats. Yeah, Duncan, most of us don't understand what humanity truly means. And the thing is, maybe none of us understand what humanity truly means, but most of us aren't even trying to understand, right? You went through an absinthe phase? I've heard of that. I've heard of absinthe before, but I've never tried it, never seen it. Oh yeah, Michelle, it does. All kinds, not only medical, but other uses too. Hemp and all that stuff. It's got a lot of fabric uses, and it's just an awesome plant. Yeah. Ricky and Holiday, what's up, Ricky? Glad to see you here. Jackal. I don't know if I've ever heard. I probably have heard them, but I just can't remember. You know, never not listen to them often enough where I remember them. There's no text there either, Roz. Oh, he did. He fired off his shotgun on stage, Jeff. I didn't know that. You saw Jackal in the '90s, Hurst. Yeah, blackberry wine would be awesome. Living. Yeah, I would like to when I get to the point where I have enough time. Um, oh yeah, speaking of time and doing that kind of stuff, it reminded me of my. I got to tell y'all my story about my sourdough. I so I make my own bread. For those of you who don't know, yeah, quick thing. I have a bread machine and I make my own bread, right? Um, but in my post-apocalyptic prepper mindset, I don't, if I lose power, my bread machine won't work and I won't be able to make bread. So I've been thinking about it and I like sourdough bread. And I finally did a little bit of research and I found out how easy it is to make the starter for the sourdough bread. It's a really easy process. It takes a little while, but not like, not a lot of brain power goes into it or a lot of physical effort. So, so I started my sourdough and it just, you do the starter and it's supposed to take about a week and I do it and it's not doing anything. Week goes by. So, I start getting not nervous about it or whatever, but I'm wondering, what the hell did I screw something up? Did I do something wrong? So I start looking, investigating a little bit, and it said, yeah, what I found was sometimes it can take up to 14 days, sometimes up to a month. You just don't know. It's random and it varies depending on your flour, the water you put in it, the heat, the temperature, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of factors. So just be patient. So like, okay, and the thing is, you put the mixture in the jar, right? And then when it's ready, it'll double or triple in size. And I kept, you know, doing the mixture because you got to redo it every day, and it would just stay the same size. It wouldn't, expand up. Excuse me. So I'm going along like this, and I asked my wife when I went to St. Augustine. I was like, "Well, you're going to have to do my thing for me, mix my starter because while I'm gone, because I won't be here, and I don't want it to just go bad. Just mix it for me for the couple days I'm gone." So I get up in the morning. I walk her through the mixing thing, make sure she does it just the way I want it to, and she got it down. It's not a big process. I got to the job in St. Augustine and was there for like 2 hours or whatever working. And I get a text and I look at it and there's a picture of it, of my starter. The thing's ballooned up. And now my wife's texting me, I'm the sourdough master and shit. She's telling me, I'm like, son of a bitch. I was messing with this thing for a week and I leave for 4 hours and it balloons up. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell is the universe doing to me? Why can't I just catch a break? You know, not even with my sourdough starter. I can't even catch a damn break. You know what I mean? It pisses me off. Of course, you know, my wife, she's just picking on me and I'm glad that she got to see that and do it and enjoy it. And but still, you know, it's aggravating. I do it, and then she just gets to jump in there and make some shit, and 4 hours later, it's successful. Ah, what a pain in the ass. Cherry cream banditos. Oh, okay, the ones that Clint Eastwood smoked, Roz. Yeah. You were born in 1971. Yeah, that's the best year ever, dude. Except for 91. Uh, but yeah, 71 was awesome. That's the year I was born too, God's Marine. Yeah, to the cavemen who figured out which mushrooms were okay. Hurst. Moonshiners, Tomcat. Oh, all right. Christopher. Dandelion wine? Huh. Ricky, I don't know if I've ever heard of dandelion wine, but I have heard that you can make wine out of just about anything. Beautyberry wine? Tin Grizz. What's up, Tin Grizz? Glad to see you here. Oh, okay. Oh, you can make bread with beer for the yeast? Okay. I didn't know that. Blackberry brandy, sourdough. I've never have liked rye bread, but I love sourdough bread. I'm fixing to bake my first loaf this weekend. Tin Grizz. Oh, elderberry wine, headache fuel, trip. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like both too, Duncan. I like what's that called? Cream soda too, Duncan. Yeah, Lord, Lord Dump. Yeah, Hurst. Lost a friend to alcohol, Brad. Yeah, my condolences, Brad. Yeah, that's hard, dude. Yeah, I need to get a bottle of Mad Dog Hurst and put it up here on the nostalgia shelf. I haven't been able to find any. I don't know where the hell they sell it. Sniz, what's up, Sniz? Oh, wine coolers. Oh yeah, I don't know if I can find wine coolers either. Yeah, when they were a new thing, Hearst. Yep. What was that? What was that? Zima. Remember Zima? Wasn't that an alcoholic beverage? Jaeger bombs have ethylene glycol in it. Drunk on mad. Yeah, that's the worst hangover I've ever had. Is after a couple bottles of Mad Dog 2020. That was a horrible hangover. I remember it. I mean, I was like 20 years old. Oliver, dandelion wine was your first drunk? I think beer was no, wine was mine. It was some kind of grape or blackberry wine or something, some real cheap shit. Oh, okay. Tomcat. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Like to figure out how to do that. Liberal tears, Hurst. Chocolate rum balls? No, Marine, I haven't. It sounds good. Hardwire, what's up, Hardwire? Glad to see you here, man. Glad you could make it. Oh yeah, yeah, we've done that a lot of times. Marine, drill a hole in the watermelon and dump rum or Everclear in it or something like that. Zima with a Jolly Rancher living. You don't drink energy drinks? I will once in a while. I went on a tear there where I was drinking one Monster energy drink a day, but that's um, I haven't done that in a while now. Ice beer, yeah. What is I like 6.5% alcohol, isn't it, or is it 5.5? Something like that. It's pretty strong though, isn't it, Oliver? Well, for here in America. Yeah, dandelion wine, dude. Roz, that's when the hippies got really, really right. Oh, okay. No shit, Roz. Huh. I'm gonna have to look up a recipe for that shit and see how it's made. Antifreeze, the same buzz as alcohol? No, I always heard it was straight up poison. I heard that's what people put out to poison your dog. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Christopher. Yeah, dogs will drink it. They sell it in at 7-Eleven in Oklahoma. Okay, maybe I need to stop at a 7-Eleven, Ricky, and see if they have it there then. Because I go to Racetrack is my default gas station. The first time you got drunk was on Mad Dog Hardwire. Oh, okay. Condensed milk, cocoa powder, and dark rum. No shit, dude. All right, Christopher. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Yeah. Born in North Carolina, raised in New Jersey, outlaw biker family with uh, the school with the mafia. Yeah, Marine. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. Rum ice cream. Okay. Oh, all right. Your buddy's liquor stash, vermouth. I've drank that before, dude. Yeah, I did the same thing, but I raided my stepmom's liquor stash when I was about 17 or something like that. That stuff tasted like shit, dude. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I still remember the taste of that shit. Yeah, Ross. So I've done the exact same thing, dude, except it wasn't my buddies, it was my own parents. Yeah, my I was about 6 the first time I got drunk. My dad gave me a bottle of wine. My mom brought it home for him, and he didn't like it. So I asked him if I could have it, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead." Me and my brother got drunk. My brother fell off the porch and broke his collarbone, and he was like 4. You know what I mean? Because he's 2 years younger than me. He was about 4 years old. Yeah, imagine taking that kid to the doctor, blitzed, drunk, smelling like cheap wine. But in the 70s, they're like, yeah, whatever, you know. Oh, jungle juice. Yeah, Tomcat. Trash can filled with fruit and hard liquor. Yep. And just pour any kind, rum, vodka, pour all that shit in there, right? Tomcat. Six bottles of Black Douglas. Holy shit. Sick for 4 days. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's a hangover from hell. Yeah, that's probably, you were probably close to, alcohol poisoning. Worst sunburn of your life, huh, Ricky? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn, dude. Holy shit. When I was in when I was stationed in the army, I got drunk and I had a Dr. Pepper can on the floor and I passed out and knocked the Dr. Pepper over, and the ants, um, they made it into the barracks somehow. They weren't, they weren't like houses. They weren't as strict with pest control and stuff. But the ants crawled. My hand was in the spilled Dr. Pepper, and the ants crawl. I woke up with like 500 ant bites all over my hand. My hand was swollen up and shit, dude. It was, yeah. Holy shit. Yep. I don't know what I was drinking that night. Could have been anything. I remember waking up and my hand just felt weird and I picked it up. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, that was crazy. Okay, Circle K hanging. Christopher, tequila put you in a coma. Who said that? No, 6 months. You swore off of it for 6 months. Oh, well. Oh, shit. You didn't even make it to the New Year's resolution thing, huh, Hurst? You only made it 6 months. Yeah, when he gets his driver's license. Yeah, made your clothes fall off, JTV. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, me too, Michelle. Yeah. Last time I drank tequila was on hard liquor night in the army back in the early 90s. Yeah, I bought a bottle of mezcal tequila, the kind with the worm in it. And I remember, the last thing I remember that night is eating the worm. And I took one more shot. And yeah, then the rest of the night's a blank. My buddies had to tell me what an idiot, how much of an idiot I was. Tea juice, ginger ale, and root beer. Yeah. Yeah, those are good. I always have one standing by. Oh, just the one. He just broke his one collarbone. Christopher. Yeah, alcohol promoted for broken heart, Brad. Yeah. Tequila is the worst you've ever had, Tomcat. Yeah, mine was probably Mad Dog. It was just bad. The hangover the next day was horrible. Yeah, hey no. Oh, high altitude, low opening living. We used to call we had another thing called hey no, high altitude no opening. Just burn in in a cloud of dust with a poof of dust, poof. Yeah, hardcore, the most hardcore skydivers do hey no. Everyone would disappear, Hardwire. Vodka Hurst. Oh, all right. Yeah. I think everybody has their demon drink. You out of here, Brad? Be cool, buddy. Have a good one, Brad. What time is it here? Oh, okay. It's 6. All right. So our hour is up. So I got to say goodbye to everybody. But before I go, let's go over what we've learned today. We've learned that Matt Walsh may or may not have a brain, uh, but he might consider doing a little thinking in the future before he either promotes some shit or wants to outlaw some shit. Maybe there's some kind of middle ground there that he could try to adopt to seem like a real human being. Um, and let's see, Mad Dog 2020 gives bad hangovers. Uh, and alcohol is good for breakups. We know that, and breakups and breaking, bones and shit too. So breaking and alcohol kind of go in hand. um, so we learned that shit. And what else did we learn? Oh yeah, dandelion wine is awesome, which I actually have to look into that shit because that sounds interesting, especially when so many people, like at least 2 or 3 people, spoke up and said that shit that's just delicious. So yeah, I got to check that out. I see a donkey show, God's Marine. I've never seen a donkey show. Yeah, that's awesome though, man. Sneak into Tijuana to see a donkey show. See that, but that's living life. You know what I mean? That's living life. Those are the kind of stories you want to be able to tell. You know, it's just even wrong, right, moral, immoral, improper. These labels can be put on these kind of stories we have, but everyone has to admit that is living life when you have snuck across the border into Tijuana to watch a donkey show and you had to go to Goodwill to buy some, you know what I mean? So those are the kind of stories we have, and those stories are great. Those are the kind of stories I freaking love. Yeah, because it's living life. All right. So I'll say goodbye to Jeff Seven, Hanging with Christopher, JPC, AWOL, Raziel, Tripwire, Michelle, Hardwire, Dog Karma, Mr. Hurst, Ricky. Who else we got? God's Marine, my boy Jeff Seven, genex Tomcat, AWOL. All right. Who else we got? Brad already left us. Living and Active, Just Another Guy in the Woods. Duncan, can't forget my boy Duncan. All right. Who else? I'm missing somebody, I know. I'm missing somebody. Did I say Oliver Rust already? Hardwire. I already said Hardwire. So Tripwire and Hardwire together. Okay, so I think Sniz was here. There you are, Sniz. I knew I was missing somebody. All right. Did I say JTV? JTV deserves 2 goodbyes, if so. All right. So I think I got everybody. If not, if I haven't called out your name, I apologize. But I'd like to say goodbye to everybody. Savage Lee. Goodbye, Savage Lee. Batty Commander. Goodbye, Batty. All right. So goodbye, everyone. And thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out with me. Not too many people appreciate our time anymore, but I want you to know that I truly appreciate your time sincerely. And today, since everyone's been waiting patiently for the spiel, I'm going to send this spiel out to Dog Karma. I hope you enjoy it thoroughly. Because I know that it's such a wonderful thing. My gift to y'all is the spiel. So without further ado, Stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one, which will be tomorrow morning or evening, depending on how well things go today. So have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. I appreciate y'all. And here's the spiel. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. But I really appreciate all the support from the members out there. This is the members banner here, and I really appreciate these people. They support the channel directly through memberships, and it helps out a lot, so thank you very much to all the members. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X things and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Things, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthings@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.